beat the Georgia Bulldogs, you're gonna feel the bulldog. Standing up and cheering September till the 1st of June.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Row 60's Georgia Football Podcast. My name is Clark Gaines. Joining me today, as always, Adam Thornton.
Boom! Yes, sir, baby.
That might be your biggest boom ever.
Yes, sir. Crank it up 5 notches if you're in the car right now, man. It's mid-November and Georgia's playing elite football.
Man,
Boom!
welcome to Row 60 and welcome to episode number 132. Big episode for you guys after a big win in Sanford Stadium. The DAWGS just absolutely steamroll the Texas Longhorns 35-10. Kirby Smart is Steve Sarkisian's daddy.
Yep.
The Georgia Bulldogs are the Longhorns' daddy.
That's right. That's right. Paint Austin, Texas red and black, baby, because that is property of the University of Georgia now, man. It feels good to have done what we have done against the University of Texas since they entered the SEC in 2024. Great night in Athens, Clark. You couldn't have scripted it any better. You couldn't have scripted the weather for tailgating on Saturday, and you couldn't have scripted how the weather was Saturday night. And then for the fact that you get Kirk Herbstreit, Chris Fowler on the call, man, and the whole nation is watching 7:30 prime time. People kind of thinking Texas has come back. I was thinking, they're going to play some good ball. It's going to be a very close game into the fourth quarter and everything. And but to be able to put Sanford Stadium and the environment that it's turned into and how rowdy it gets on a just big primetime top 10 showdown like that, it was it's amazing, man. It's amazing just how the Georgia culture was displayed Saturday night in so many different ways, and it just makes me even prouder to be a Georgia Bulldog, and just solidifies again what we've said time and time again on this show, that we're living in the golden ages and we don't need to take for granted a single moment of it, man. Saturday night was one of those moments we're going to put in the memory bank and just cherish as long as we have a coherent mind.
Yeah.
Boom.
I'm going to tell you what. I said this mid-game to you. I said it to McKay. I said it to several people. That was one of the most fun games I've ever been to in Sanford Stadium.
Oh, it was.
And I don't know why. Maybe it was just a culmination of the environment and the game itself. And this team, man, I'm starting to really fall in love with this team. You look back at that 2021 Georgia Bulldogs team, I think everybody kind of fell in love with them if they hadn't already. Yeah. After beating Clemson. That was awesome. That Arkansas game. That was, a September, early October game, something like that?
Yeah, absolutely.
But, it's taken a lot of people to buy into this rendition of the Georgia Bulldogs, this 2025 team. But I'm there. I'm fully bought into this team. I know you are. I know everybody else who is listening to this is. I love this team, man. We've got several more games we got to go play to end this regular season. We got 2 more, obviously, and then who knows about the SEC championship.
Hey, yeah, we'll talk about those scenarios. But no, I agree, Cole. I think what's been so fun about it has been following this team from the beginning and how much they've matured since that early season road game in Knoxville, Tennessee, until what we saw Saturday night in Athens against Texas, man. And how they've matured in the way they've done it and grown up, and so on both sides of the football, by just gutsy wins, man. That one just close loss to Alabama, but how they improved upon that. But, I mean, the gutsy win in Knoxville and the win in Auburn, man, and then the shootout against Ole Miss at home, and just so many ways of just coming back in the fourth quarter, and the resiliency, man, that's just built to the character and the culture this team has. You can tell Kirby Smart loves his football team. And with the decisions he made Saturday night, too, it shows just how much he trusts these guys on this football team, man. The leadership's just solid on it on both sides of the football. And young guys, a bunch of underclassmen, especially on the defense side of the football, but on the offense side as well, that are playing now key roles that we have just seen grown up before our eyes. I mean, they say right now, when you're in the middle of November, you're no longer a freshman. But a bunch of underclassmen playing pivotal roles, stepping up, and they're just getting better each and every week. We've talked about it. We talked about it in August. All that matters now with this new format is putting yourself in the end of the regular season to have a chance to go to the playoffs and staying healthy, peaking at the right time, and getting a little bit of luck thrown in there, and just see how deep you could go. And Georgia's definitely doing that right now. How this team is just rising right now is just it's fun and it's exciting, and you can't help but get giddy about it. And it's just where, if you just said in August, just laid it out on the line where we'd be at this point in time, I say, yeah, sign me up for that every single day. So could be more exciting.
Yep. Big episode for you guys today. We're going to go through some shout-outs. We've got sort of a game day atmosphere report, a concession stands report. We got some fun facts. We'll talk about Georgia's offense, defense, and special teams versus the Texas Longhorns. We'll talk about last week's games as well. There were several good ones there. And then what's upcoming this week for the Charlotte versus Georgia game.
Charlotte 49ers. Be there.
Be loud.
Have it rocking.
Yeah.
Just like last Saturday night.
Oh, you think they'll get to that
Oh,
level?
we can't be hypocritical.
Yeah.
We got to respect Charlotte like we did Texas. And get there and get loud. We got to respect the noon game like we did a 7:30 kick. So whatever you got to do to get there at noon against Charlotte 49ers that you were against Texas Longhorns last week, then you got to do it.
You got to ramp it up.
Be ready.
Yeah.
High noon. Charlotte 49ers.
Actually,
they're like the 130th ranked team in the FBS.
You realize it's a 12:45 kick.
Are you kidding me?
I promise.
I would have showed up 45 minutes early.
Well, you're already going to show up 45
Yeah, but I mean, just
early.
45 minutes early to the 45 minutes early that I already am,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean, okay, 12:45 kick. Yeah.
Anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves. We're going to keep this talk focused on Georgia and Texas. But first, I want to shout out two people right quick, Adam. First of all, Mr. Brett Smith and his wife, Carol Smith. Adam, before the show, you said, who are those people?
Yeah.
This is McKay's parents.
Oh, these are McKay's parents.
Yes.
Great. All right. Oh,
Yeah.
this is amazing.
Yes.
This is an honor.
Brett and Carol Smith, these are, once again, the parents of my best friend or one of my best friends. Top 3 best friend list for sure. McKay Smith, I talk about McKay all the time on this podcast. You've seen him a lot if you've watched any of our YouTube vlogs or if you're on Instagram following us there. So Mr. Brett and Carol, thank y'all so much. We greatly appreciate your support on Patreon. They just became patrons, and that means the world to us. So thank y'all so much. Tell your son, all your sons, and your daughter, Holly, that we said hello, and that Row 60 loves the Smith family.
Yes, Row 60 loves the Smith family. Hopefully getting to meet them here very soon. Love McKay. McKay's been a staple the Row 60 and the road games for many years now, even before Row 60. And I've enjoyed just getting to develop a friendship with him, man. We always have a good time, and especially when it comes to Franklin County. And we get to hang out at the shop and just have a good time. And always a good time with McKay. McKay played a huge part of Georgia beating Texas Saturday. I was bringing out his go ahead, put the graphic on there. People looking at YouTube, the picture of us 3, put it on here now. And his Hawaiian shirt that he's had for many years, the Hawaiian Georgia shirt is a staple.
It is.
And Georgia winning huge football games since he's on that shirt.
Absolutely.
I've told him that for many years now.
Sometimes he won't show up in his Hawaiian shirt, and I'm just like, McKay, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. We got to have it.
Adam, here's the thing. We've always extended the invite to McKay to come to Franklin County and come hang out with us. You know what? It's time McKay returns the favor and invites us. I want to be out there for a family dinner. I want to go to the Smith's household for a family dinner.
There we go. That's right. That's right. Yep, that's it.
I've heard Miss Carol is a great cook, so.
Hey, I'm down for it.
Yeah.
Down for it. Let's do it. Love that. Well,
anyway.
Thank you again, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, for your support.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was.
That was, wasn't it?
Mr. and Miss Smith, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who played in that one? Was Will Smith in that one?
I don't think so.
No, it wasn't. It was a.
I don't know.
It was Mr. and Miss. They were a white couple, weren't they? I think.
Yeah. Anyway.
Was Angelina Jolie in that one? Anyway, I don't know. I don't know. That is right. But anyway, thank you to the Smith family.
And if you're not on Patreon yet and you want to unlock exclusive Row 60 content, just visit patreon.com/Row60.
Yep.
Or you can download the Patreon app and search Row 60. It's just $5 a month. We put every single penny back into the program. It's kind of like a tip jar. If you enjoy Row 60, it's a tip jar and you get something in return. That's right. More content and more pictures, more videos of game day stuff. So go join us there. Appreciate everybody's support.
That we do. That we do. Thank y'all.
Yep. All righty. Let's talk about Texas and the game day atmosphere here, Adam. Absolutely amazing environment. Elite. Yeah. Sanford Stadium is becoming an elite environment. I think for years and years and years, especially in the Richt era, it was always great, right? Like there was never not a good home game under Mark Richt. When Kirby took the scene, I think we started kind of ramping it up a little bit. And then obviously, man, you win that in 2021 and 22, you win back-to-back championships. Yeah. I think that has just totally sparked this and created this insane environment every time you would go into Sanford.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, definitely pre-Kirby, there was times where you would have it that it would just absolutely get to the level that we've seen now become the normal think when you do have a top 10 team or a big SEC matchup in Sanford Stadium that we've grown accustomed to here the past few years. And a lot, too, is nice now with the new ABC deal that the primetime game is not at 3:30, it's at 7:30.
Right.
So we had Alabama at night, 7:30. We had, of course, Texas at 7:30. So being able to have these games at 7:30 just adds to that energy level, and it just couldn't have been any better Saturday night as far as just the crowd just being into it from the very beginning, and Georgia just feeding off of it. And then too, the team starting off like they did, jumping off to the lead that they did, holding Texas to a field goal, but then going 7-3, then up 14-3, and that buzz just stayed. And there might have been a little bit of a lull, and we'll get to it in the second quarter, but not too much. I mean, still when Texas had the ball, Georgia was rowdy, and it just that onside kick just pandemonium ensued. And I'm just glad. And I love just the pride I have in Georgia and being a Georgia Bulldog, man, is just, I love it that there was just some random person in New Mexico watching, right?
Oh, yeah.
Let's just say Tommy in New Mexico was watching. It's like, man, I would love to go to Sanford Stadium one day. That place seems like it is electric and wild. I can't believe, and I mean, just going crazy.
Tommy from New Mexico
was probably watching and being like, man, that's an electric environment right there. I would love to go see that one day, just to see how loud it actually is and just how crazy those fans are. And a lot of people might be thinking, man, a lot of them people that are yelling like that, they need therapy. They need help. They have problems. Why are they getting that loud and rowdy over 18 to 22-year-olds just trying to take a pigskin odd shaped ball away from each other?
Away from each other,
right?
I mean, honestly, that's the whole premise. Actually, yeah, that's crazy. Awesome game day atmosphere. The tailgating scene was electric. I was walking around North Campus, South Campus, all around the stadium, and man, great tailgating, and just the scent, the smells of burgers on the grill, man, and hot dogs and steaks, and I mean, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And also, while we were, kind of getting ready for the game and everything, we had the opportunity to go over to see the Red Coach rehearse. And Adam, that was really cool. I met up with Harrison Carmack. He is a trumpeter, I think is the correct terminology.
Awesome.
But Harrison invited us, and I went over there, checked it out. The Red Coats, man, are awesome. Yeah. I want to shout them out because they add so much to the game day atmosphere every single game. And the one time that they weren't at a game, everybody noticed. And that was last year versus Kentucky. We've already kind of talked about this. But last year we traveled to Kentucky, right? Mm-hmm. There were no Red Coats. Mm-hmm. Now, let me be very clear. That was not because of the Red Coats. It was actually a lot more to do with the Athletic Association, and they didn't exactly buy enough tickets for the Red Coats.
Man.
My point is, though, you can tell when the Red Coats aren't there. It makes a huge difference. And when they are there, man, it makes a huge difference, a positive impact on the game. And I just want to shout them out. They did such a great job. I loved watching them rehearse. It's really cool, to see them play not in front of a huge crowd of people.
Oh, I bet it
because it's just, you can hear every instrument. It was awesome, though. So got to shout them out. And then one other person, I've got a bunch of other people I want to shout out. The next person I want to shout out, Will Snipes.
Oh, right.
This is an amazing story. He said during the middle of the game, all right, he is sitting in the 200 level, I believe, and right behind him, there was the visiting team's athletic department's box, right? Like their sky box.
Right.
And in that box was Steve Sarkisian's wife.
Oh, really?
So listen to this.
Okay.
He said, after Noah Thomas's second touchdown, I turned around, looked Sark's wife straight in the eye, and gave her a horns down. She was not happy.
That's great. I love it.
I think that's
I love it. And then Will Snipes, of course, every time I hear I've been working on the railroad, I think of last year at Texas. And then this year, he gave us the text after the game that I've been working on the railroad. Of course, Texas fans get a little bit bitter when you change the lyrics to the eyes of Texas are upon you to I've been working on the railroad because they probably have the same, what would you call it, baritones and whatever, like musical instrumental parts, whatever you want to call it, right? The song sounds similar, right? And the melody sounds similar, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. And I missed the Red Coats, man. I didn't get to go to it. I had to stay with the tailgate. Nobody was there at the tailgate yet but me. And because how I feel about a tailgate is like an old Buccaneer, an old swashbuckling pirate captain back in the day, never leaves the ship.
Yeah.
Right? So if you set up a tailgate, you never leave the tailgate.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. Somebody's got to captain the tailgate.
Somebody's got to captain it.
Yeah. Oh, man, that was great.
If you don't have a first mate to hand it off to, then you got a captain. You don't leave your tailgate. You go down with your tailgate or you rise with your tailgate. Right.
Oh, man.
If you're the founder of your tailgate.
Yep.
Period. That's what a man does. It's tailgate.
Another thing about the game day that was really cool, the wristbands made a comeback. I know some people did not like the wristbands, LED wristbands that lit up to music and the game itself. But Adam, you pointed out something that was very interesting. And last time we had the wristbands were against Alabama, obviously. Right. And on the wristbands themselves was the Georgia Power logo. Right. This time it was the Delta logo.
Correct. So Georgia Power sponsored the creation of them last go round. So Delta sponsored this go round, and I think we were we learned how to improve upon that. The handing out of the lighted wristbands. Okay. Because I preferred the Velcro that we had this year. Yeah. Or this time, rather, excuse me, instead of the kind of the loop strap that we had that could easily, because mine fell off, I had to go get another one. I think we probably had a lot of issues with that the kind of the latch, whatever you want to call it, that was on there. It fell off, and anyway, there was a malfunction with it that you couldn't get it weaved back in to keep it cinched down on your wrist with that.
The first go round.
The first go round, right? But then we just went to the old just classic Velcro, man, that just, unless you're just sitting there playing with it, it never lets you down, right? Yeah. In the sense you just cinch it down and you're good. And it was, I think we got a whole lot better results out of that. So good on whoever designed that and improved upon the Alabama game and had the Velcro just thing on the wristband. Yeah. A whole lot better.
It was, for sure.
The previous one. The previous incarnation.
They look so cool when the team's running out and the band's playing, and they've got certain songs in the stadium that play, and it just, bam, it just goes with the music, flashes. I'm sure y'all saw it on TV, but, man, it looks really cool.
It's some type of voodoo, but I'm here for it. I don't know how you do that, but I'm glad somebody knows how to do it.
And lastly, going back to McKay for a second, me and McKay were sitting together. He wanted to see the inside.
The guts of it.
The guts of the LED wristband. So he popped open the LED part, the flashing part, and he saw that there was, a little, I don't know, what little board or whatever, electronic board. And then there were also 2 watch batteries, right? Yeah. That you can put in your watches, or sometimes you can put them in the keys to your car, the batteries to the keys to your car. Right. So you got 2 free batteries there you could use to replace.
That's true.
Good point.
Good point.
Little pro tip.
Oh, there you go. I love it.
And then lastly, the last thing I want to mention about the atmosphere and just the game day itself was we got to meet several more people, new faces out there. First of all, Titus from Greenville, South Carolina, Andrew from Florida, and then Dustin and his son Camden down in South Georgia. Didn't get an exact location there, but yeah, somewhere in South Georgia. So
absolutely, man. It was a great time. Always good. Man, our section 108, our row 60, 59, and 58 fan, like everybody that sits in that area as well, that we get to experience every home game. We just have such a tight-knit group with everybody there. It is like a family, and I'll get one more home game with it. Maybe another one in mid-December. So
true.
But getting to see them, and we hadn't seen them in a few weeks because, of course, we hadn't been at home since the Ole Miss game. So always reuniting with them is just a special feeling, man, and celebrating with them, just some great moments there. And then meeting these new guys you listed off, Clark, just I love it. I love the relationships and friendships that are built because of Georgia football. That's one of the best, if not the best part of all this is that.
Yeah. Just the friends that we make along the way. Absolutely. All righty, Adam. Let's go on to a weekly concession stands report. Adam, we got fooled. There was this awesome Georgia tumbler. Like, it was black. It had the classic Georgia G logo on it. Probably held about 16 ounces of fluid. We thought there was some hot chocolate available. But it turns out there wasn't, at least at that station.
Well, that black tumbler right there, Clark, is has been a staple. It's been around now for several years, and it comes out in November when you have some colder games traditionally, and of course they do serve hot chocolate with it, right? So it used to be, I think the tumbler was $5 maybe.
Dang, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's not like it's a Yeti tumbler,
right? Right.
We have one over there. I mean, we had several, but yeah, you get $5. It might have been 10, rather. It might have been 10, but anyway, but it's been around for like 6-7 years now. So I was like, oh man, I hadn't seen them yet. And I went by, was walking beside it, and I noticed it was on a beer cart right there. And I asked the man, I was like, hey man, do you got some hot chocolate or some coffee over there? I got exuberant. Mm-hmm. I was fired up that, hey, there's some coffee. I need some coffee. That's just what I need. I love coffee. I'm not going to pass it up, especially if I get another Georgia mug right here, right? So he was like, nah, man, we just got the mug. And I looked at you and I said, you're kidding me. They're probably going to charge the same amount of money for just the mug without any piping hot caffeinated beverages in it.
Yeah.
Right? And for what they would and used to do back in the day where you would get that hot liquid in it and the mug. So I really don't know why that was an option to just get the mug and then not have an option for hot chocolate or coffee.
Yeah, it was weird.
It's odd, man.
Absolutely.
It's odd. So anyway, I guess they're just selling it now for other cold beverages that people might want to partake in instead of I thought it was an insulated mug for the piping hot beverages.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was disappointed with that.
It is weird that there was no hot chocolate available, especially in mid-November. Very weird. It was pretty chilly too, so I mean, I don't know.
I just hope we're just not getting cheap and just axing the hot chocolate. I'm going to go around, do a thorough investigation on if hot chocolate is offered at the Charlotte game, last home game of the year. So the last time we get the opportunity of it. And if there's reports that there was some hot chocolate sightings out there, please let us know.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to falsely accuse anybody, right? So if there was, then I'll gladly say I was wrong, but I didn't see any. But I'm going to check it out this Saturday. And then but that's going to be a complaint, man, if we've gotten so cheap that we're axing the offering of hot chocolate on these cold November games, right?
I wonder if, man, I'm going to tell you something. Caitlin Gaines makes some amazing hot chocolate.
She does.
She has my mother's recipe, actually, so maybe it's Jennifer Gaines who makes the great hot chocolate. Anyway, they need to go into Sanford Stadium, and they need to set up a stand. Oh my gosh, I'd pay $20 for a cup of hot chocolate. That hot chocolate in that stadium, I promise you it's that good.
And get out one of those ladles.
Yes.
Get old ladles out there and get that thing out.
They do it in the crock pot. You got to let it simmer for like 4 or 8 hours, something crazy like that. They put sweetened condensed milk. That's probably why it's so good. All the unhealthy things.
It's got to be milk. Can't mix that stuff with water, man.
Right.
Do the milk with it.
No Swiss Miss allowed.
That's right.
Yeah, I didn't really get anything from the concession stands this time, though. I got 2 waters per usual. That's my go-to. You got some candied pecans?
Some glazed almond pecans.
Okay.
Yeah. They always smell good, man. They lure you in with that scent.
Yeah.
So you got to go get them. Got a little bit of that, man, in the water myself.
Nice.
So.
Yeah. All right. Cool stuff. All righty, Adam. Let's move on to some football talk here.
Go.
I've got some fun facts. Clark's fun facts.
Hit that.
All righty. First of all, 9-0. The home record versus top 10 opponents under Kirby Paul Smart at the University of Georgia. 9-0.
9-0, dating back to, I guess, 2016 was the first win against a top-ranked Gus Malzahn Auburn team in Kirby's first year. Upset win over Auburn. I think they were number 9 at the time. Is that right, Clark?
Sounds right.
And mid-November of 2016.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's great. And, of course, Alabama earlier this year was outside of the top 10, as you alluded to. Last episode, I believe, with that. So, yeah, 9-0, man, that's home field advantage right there.
Absolutely.
Love it.
The second fun fact and the last fun fact, I'm sure there are more, but this is just what I found out there. This was Georgia's first successful onside kick recovered since 2013 versus South Carolina.
Yeah.
And during the game, I saw a graphic. I saw that stat or fact flash on the screen, and I thought, wait a minute. We recovered an onside kick 2016 versus South Carolina. Terry Godwin took it back to the crib.
That's right.
But then I thought, oh, wait a minute. That was kick return. This is talking about kickoff. So that was a really cool fact. And then I guess the one before that would have been 2011 LSU SEC championship.
I
Alec
remember
Ogletree.
that. Yeah, that one was a heck of a surprise one too, right there, right? Because we were definitely outmatched that game against a stacked 11 LSU team, and that was one of the first drives of the game. Ogletree got it, man. I was rocking. I actually injured something in my head. I screamed so loud. That was bad. That's a story for a different day, but that's one game where I got hurt absolutely the most of any of my Georgia games I've been in, as a fan, of course. Like where I've had
You didn't break anything. You
like
just
I had to
literally.
I had to leave my seat. I busted something up here. It was bad. But it was that onside kick in the 2011 SEC championship.
That was awesome.
Like thinking we were about to just do the unthinkable. But anyway, this podcast is not about the 2011 SEC championship game, but the 2013 South Carolina game, man. It gets overshadowed, I feel like, by the 13 LSU game in Sanford. But that day in Sanford was fun, man. I think it was a game that we lost 3 in a row to Spurrier in South Carolina going into that. So that was another tough one against Connor Shaw and that Carolina team. They were going 4 in a row. So that's crazy. I didn't realize that was the last time.
Yeah.
So.
I'm going to tell you what, we're going to go ahead and bring this up now. I mean, we'll talk about it later as well. I better not hear any more Cash Jones slander. None.
There's some idiots out there. I shouldn't have said that.
Say it.
But I mean, I think there's been some just stuff said about Cash Jones, and even before that too, talking about how he, just stuff about him when people don't understand, and a lot of people are not watching football and not watching Cash Jones, what he does when he doesn't have the football or the ball. He's not a target to get the football, rather handing it off or throwing it to him. How he picks up blitzes, man, in pass protection. And a lot of times it is a monstrous linebacker, defensive end, safety coming down, man, that he has to pick up. And he just gets destroyed, but lays his body on the line to throw that block that gives Gunner Stockton more time to either scramble or throw. And many plays have been converted in big-time explosives because of blocks that Cash Jones has picked up in pivotal downs, man. Not to mention the tackles he's made on special teams, Clark, the blocking he's done on special teams, and just the big catches he's made and plays he's made throughout his time at Georgia. He is a DGD, and just solidifies that even more, and he will as the rest of the season continues. We're lucky to have him on this roster, and I love him, man.
Yeah.
I love him. What a guy.
I do too.
What a playmaker.
I'm absolutely tired of people dogging him. I think he plays with the absolute most heart out of anybody else on this Georgia football team. And that's saying a lot, because there's a lot of guys out there that give it their all.
Yeah.
And Cash Jones, man, he lays it out on the field every single game.
And has for multiple years now.
Yep.
Multiple years he's been a key, part of it. I mean, I was just going to say a nice part in the wheel. Mm-hmm. For this Georgia football team and the success, and he's been around for a lot of success on this Georgia team and attributed to it. So
yeah, and he has done what he's been asked to do by these coaches. He understands his role, right? I mean, he's not going to be your first and second down back. Yes, sometimes we do run him, right? And people want to complain about that. But do we really think that we can't use Cash Jones's legs? I mean, he's a freaking D1 running back.
He is, man.
Right? Like,
he is.
He should be able to tote the rock, and he has made some good runs before.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to credit those, but
something you said, Clark, key right there is he knows his role, and that is what is so beautiful about this football team is there's multiple people, and it seems like there's so many different people and so many key pieces of this team that knows their role, knows what they're supposed to do, and is selfless, and I think that's what's led to where you see the maturity of where this team is now, and just the buy-in. It starts with the top, with the foundation and culture that Kirby Smart's built. And we saw that foundation and culture that was built, it leads to 35-10 wins in the middle of November against top 10 opponents.
Absolutely.
In the SEC.
All righty, let's go to Georgia's offense here, and let's start, obviously, with Gunner. Golly, man. Heisman Trophy. He should be in the Heisman Trophy presentation December 13th in New York City.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, I love it, man. You think, in August when you listen to the podcasts and national pundits and everybody talking about SEC quarterbacks, it was Arch, man. It was DJ Lagway. It was Garrett Nussmeier. It was Lenore Sellers. It was all these guys,
Kate
man.
Klubnik.
Kate Klubnik in the ACC, right? So, I mean, all these guys that they talked about, and another quarterback that's down in Miami as well, got some love the first couple of weeks of the year. Gunner Stockton wasn't talked about. All of a sudden, all the ones I listed in the SEC and those have just faded off, not had the years that they were predicted to have. But Gunner Stockton just gets better every week. And watching him now from where he was at the beginning of the year to now. He has took full command of this offense, and he is somebody, man, who is just confident in what he does, confident in his coaching, confident in the guys around him, man, and the people who are around him and are on that offense with him love playing for the guy. And we knew that from before he even took his first start. When the last time Georgia played Texas in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, when he got to come out on that field in the second half, man, you just saw a spark in that team for the love that they had for him then as a backup, right? So there's something special about him. And when you get guys in those type of roles, especially your quarterback, a leader on the field with that character and just the grit that he has, special things happen.
Agreed. Yeah, it was special last night. Great performance. 24 for 29, 4 passing touchdowns, 229 passing yards, 29 rushing yards, 1 rushing touchdown, and yes, just 1 interception that I know he wants back. But even that was not that. I know it kind of looked bad on TV after I rewatched it. But in the game, I saw his vision. I saw exactly the whole. But I'm telling you, he had to thread the needle there. He just didn't on that play. And that's all right. I like the aggression, though.
Well, what I love about that, of course, I wasn't down there, but DJ Shockley was, and he said it on the Georgia Bulldog Radio Network on the radio, is Gunner Stockton came to the sidelines, and he was ticked. Like, just the look on his face was he was mad. He said, Shockley said in his voice, you could just tell it. And you know what the beautiful thing about it and what makes him great, Clark, and what you don't see with a lot of these college kids and these athletes today, they want to always point fingers, and that's a lot of younger kid and a lot of us in life. You want to point fingers at other people when you make a mistake and blame other people. It was all directed at himself and mad at himself about it. It wasn't nobody else. It wasn't calling nobody else out. He knew that was on him. He was mad about it. He was upset about it. He was ready to go out there and make it right, and that's what he did.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's just what you want in the quarterback position as a fan.
Yeah. He made some fantastic reads, and what I'm liking about Gunner right now is he is just seeing the field so much better than what he was earlier in the season. You know, I remember us all talking about, gosh, why is Gunner not looking downfield? Why, you know, we got a guy wide open.
Why am I not throwing to the tight ends? Why not?
Right. And, you know, I mean, he just sees the field so much better. He's going through progressions better.
Ball's getting out a whole lot faster, too.
Yep, he's firing it out a lot quicker. So one throw in particular, he threw with so much confidence, and I would too, just seeing how wide open it was after watching the TV copy. But that throw to London Humphreys, man, on the seam early in the fourth, I didn't realize how wide open London was, but he zipped it out of his hands, threw it on a freaking rope, and, I mean, it was a great play. But
yeah.
He's making those throws all throughout the game now, which is awesome.
Yeah, and I loved it, man. I mean, of course, you come out the first couple of possessions, march down the field 14-0, and then you have a few possessions there, especially in the second quarter and in the middle 8 of the football game, really, but definitely the second quarter where just things didn't go your way. I mean, Texas D-line was getting the best of the Georgia O-line right there at that moment, but you know what? They came back out in the second half and turned it on and got some scores there and just put it on ice. And that was beautiful to see against a very good defense, probably the second best defense in the SEC, I would say. And, of course, that was good to see because a lot of just the critics who still just want to think that Georgia doesn't have a good offense wanted to always say, well, it was Mississippi State's defense. Look how bad they are. Well, you can't say that against Texas's defense. Because Texas' defense, even though they might be having a down year, their defense is absolutely elite and one of, if not arguably the best, but I would say the second best total in the conference.
Yeah. I mean, there's some big dudes on that freaking front seven.
Right.
Huge. I mean, golly. I was very impressed by how physical they were up front. I mean, I kind of expected that. This is one of the best rosters. Texas has one of the best rosters in America. You could argue from top to bottom, both sides of the football, they should have the best roster, even better than Ohio State. But, man, we put it on them. And I think a lot of that has to do with how well we were able to run the ball. Nate Frazier, man, I could not be happier for him. I think last night he reclaimed his RB1 spot, his starting spot at the running back position. He had 16 carries, a hard 72 yards, 4.5 average yards per carry. He's starting to shoot the gaps really, really well. And he's not dancing. He's not hesitating as much in the backfield. He is just getting north to south quick, and I love that. It's very explosive.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it, man. He's hitting the hole with just so much confidence and speed right now. He shot up the A gap a few times and got that second level just in a flash, man. And that's what I love about this offense. And Bobo's game plan was against it. You heard all week, can Georgia run the football? Georgia's not going to be able to run the football against this Texas defensive front, man, because they think that they're number 2, overall against the run and everything. But if you look at Georgia and Texas passing yards, they're eerily similar to each other as far as the production through the air. But the difference was Georgia's what they did on the ground compared to what Texas did against Georgia's defensive line on the ground. So kudos, man, to this Georgia offensive line. Said it episode in, episode out. The ridicule for the offseason early in the year that Stacey Searles and this group got was just crazy. And then now what they've done, they've turned it on. You got to tip your hat to them, man. I mean, some guys, Monroe Freeland Clark played a heck of a game.
He did.
Heck of a game, man.
Drew Bobo played an amazing game.
And you know who did? And credit needs to be given where credit's due.
Ernest Green.
You say it.
Ernest Green.
You talk about how good of a game he played.
I've heavily criticized him over the years. Not over the years. I would say last season I definitely did. And maybe early into this season. Ernest Green, man, he came out and he bulldozed some guys. And that's impressive. It's not a Mississippi State defensive line. It's not a Citadel defensive line or a Marshall defensive line. No, this is Texas, arguably the best defensive front in the nation. And, I mean, they took care of business. The offensive line deserves so much credit. No complaints. Absolutely none from them. I mean, they blocked their tails off both in pass pro and in the run game. I want to say, how many sacks? Texas had 2 sacks. They had 8 tackles for loss. I mean, that's not great, but it's very respectable against a solid front seven in Texas.
Right. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And when we needed to get the push and get the yards that we needed to, we did. That's the thing about it. So you're going to have negative plays and plays for loss against defensive front sevens like that. And I think that's what fans got to understand. Not every drive is going to be completely successful. There's going to be times you go 3 and out. There's going to be times where you have some plays that just get a busted play. The defense blows it up, and they just, in the chess match of it, they called the right one to completely exploit it, right? I mean, that's going to happen.
Wait, that happens?
Yeah, sometimes it does happen,
Oh,
Clark.
really? I just thought it was all play calling.
It's not freshman NCAA football 2026 where you can just run hitch and goes and all verts and put the user slide up all the way to 100 and convert on every single throw and never have the
this whole
touch,
time
right?
I was thinking that if we get a negative play or something just doesn't happen, that means that it's play calling.
Right.
It can't possibly be our guys not executing, or, hey, maybe even Texas executing really well. It can't be that. It's
or the fact that there's a lot of money in Texas and Austin and facilities and resources.
Right.
And with NIL, you can pay a lot of big-time players, defensive linemen, to go there. And Georgia's lost out on a couple of those guys that there might not, because they have 5 stars running around the field too, and just make that happen.
Yeah.
But Georgia made more plays on the offensive side of the football against that Texas defense, man. That's what I'm proud of. 35 points to get this unit. I never would have thought that, man. So just hats off to Mike Bobo and this offense just humming at the right time. And hopefully Chauncey Bowens is going to get healthy as well. But, I mean, heck of a 1-2 punch we got right there with Frazier and Bowens, man. Where would you compare them as far as what we've seen in the past few years in the Kirby era?
Have to be something like Kendall and
Kendall.
Kendall and James Cook, maybe. I don't know. Or Zamir
and James
Cook, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely.
I mean, none of
it's been the best since then.
Chauncey kind of runs like Kendall, I think. I don't know. Maybe not.
No, I mean, definitely James Cook and Zamir White has been the best since them. All right, but very excited about them and watching it progress, man. And yeah, I don't know. I'm just I'm just so happy for this offensive line, this whole offense, Gunner Stockton, Mike Bobo, everybody, and the success we're created, and just continue to roll a punt.
Yep. Our transfer receivers also have been huge. I mean, think about it. London Humphreys, Zachariah Branch, Noah Thomas, all 3 of those guys showing out. Noah Thomas, I think this was his legacy game. He had 4 receptions, 32 yards, 2 touchdowns. He just gets open, man. And that's what I love him. He's really stepped up, filled the shoes of Colby Young, also another transfer receiver. Zachariah Branch just continues to impress us. 6 receptions, 41 yards, a long of 30. And then London Humphreys, man, he was the leading receiver. Did anybody know that? And I know a lot of that had to do with that last touchdown. That was like a 30-yard touchdown there. But he had 2 receptions, 55 yards, 1 touchdown there. So I love London. I love Zachariah Branch. I love Noah. I love the fact that we're getting it to our tight ends, Oscar and Lawson. They're wide open. They get the ball. They secure it. They get some yak. I mean, man, we're humming.
You know, and they block their tails off too. Lawson, Lucky, and Oscar do too. I mean, it's amazing what they do with their hand in the dirt. But it's just rolling, and it's just a group of guys out there, man, who know their role and do it well, and are well coached.
Right,
well coached and doing it
Agreed.
well, man. So, very fired up about that.
I want to say one more or two more things right quick. I love how much Kirby and Bobo trust this offense. You mentioned that earlier in the show, Adam. 4th and 1 on your own 36-yard line. Third quarter. Against one of the best defense fronts in football, you're on your own 36. You turn the ball over there, you're probably going to give up some points, assuming Texas kicker can actually put the ball through the uprights. I absolutely love the play call there. You know, play action off a fullback dive. You roll out, you get outside the pocket a little bit. Everybody's thinking run. You pull it, man. You get a high percentage throw to Chauncey Bowens. He picks up the first down. Then you go score on that drive, man. And then that sets up later for that 19 play. It's 2 drives really, but I'm going to call it a mega drive. It was 19 plays, 2 separate drives, 19 plays, 11 minutes, 28 seconds, 126 yards, 14 points. We kept the ball away from Texas for nearly almost an entire quarter of football.
Yeah, that was beautiful, man. I mean, that 4th down play you're alluding to, Clark, was a great play call. Nobody saw that coming, right? And it was perfectly used at that time. And that, again, it just shows the trust that Kirby Smart has in this group of guys, man, to go for it in that spot of the field against that defensive front. And it was a great play call, like you said, and that started the momentum swing to really just put the cap on this win. And, of course, transpired into getting to the onside kick and just that offense rolling from then on out. And then also, I mean, George was 2 for 2 on 4th down conversions, right?
I think so, or maybe 2 for 3. I don't know the exact. Let's see here. Team stats, 4th down efficiency. No, 1 for 1.
1 for 1?
Yeah.
Well, I thought we were 2 for. Okay, never mind. Forget that. But no, that's great.
Yeah.
Great. So
great,
I absolutely I think of another 3rd and short one. I think it would. But anyway, great day for the offense.
Absolutely. Equally, Georgia's defense had a great day.
Oh, man.
Unreal, man. I'm so glad we finally stepped up. And, you know, this Texas offense, they're definitely respectable. I don't know if they're what they were in years past. But, I mean, look, they've got one of the greatest offensive minds in college football as their head coach. I mean, Sark is a great offensive mind. And, you know, I mean, some people, they rat on him. I'm sure a lot of Texas fans are starting to rat on him, rightfully so, I think. They haven't really produced anything over there yet.
Well, also, too, man, a lot of just mis-executed plays from the wide receiver room, and Art's missing some guys, too.
True.
A lot of drops in the first half. That's what I was thinking, man. Kind of when we were up 14-3 at the half, I was thinking, man, we've really gotten lucky with Texas shooting themselves in the foot, with dropping footballs, missing wide open guys, man, and also just penalties that they've false starts and everything. And I was like, man, I wish we could just get one more touchdown and capitalize on that. That was kind of my thought at halftime. But Georgia's defense did a good job of being there at the right time, put some pressure. What we've talked about all year, getting pressure on Arch, man, and making him uncomfortable, that forces those type of mistakes to happen.
True.
So, I mean, it was definitely for the crowd, the defense, everything, forced Texas to have those miscues that they did have, man. So, great job by the defense. This defense is getting better each and every week, play more fundamentally sound. We talk about that Texas was going to try to do a lot of stuff by getting the balls out to wide receivers and running backs on the flats and short yardage passes where they eat up a lot of their yardage, man, is yak yards after catch. And Georgia has to tackle well to limit Texas having explosives through that way, and I thought we did a good job of that. I thought we did a good job on the perimeter, blowing up some plays that were trying to get to the outside, man, and forcing it back inside, and guys making plays. And overall, man, this defense is getting better. They're growing up. Young guys are growing up. Guys are solidifying spots, man, and you got to tip your hat to a guy that's been getting some heat a little bit, and that's Glenn Schumann, his defensive staff. So cannot wait to see just week in and week out going on into late November and December and playoff football where this defense goes, man. Playing great complementary football right now.
Agreed. First drive of the game had me a little worried, Adam. You know, they moved the ball very effectively. They had a couple of really solid runs.
They were getting some push on the OL.
Yeah, they were. And the moments,
That's right.
yeah, any moment I see an opposing offense start to run the football on Georgia, get a little worried. Yeah. But I think we tightened up. And the defense on that drive specifically, man, they bowed their necks and forced 3 points there. That was a huge win for them to start the game. And then you flip the ball to the Georgia's offense, and we go down to score 7. So that was a great momentum swing, and it all started because of Georgia's defense, bowing their necks, getting off the field on third downs. I want to say, I could be wrong about this, I want to say, though, Texas went 0 for 6 on third downs in the first half versus Georgia. That is literally the exact opposite of what happened Georgia, Alabama. And, man, I love to see that. I love to see us getting off the field on third downs.
Absolutely.
In fact, Texas was just 2 for 12 all day, the whole game, on third downs. That's terrible.
That's huge for defense right there, man. I mean, that's what you want to see and what we've grown accustomed to this Georgia defense being under Kirby Smart. So a lot of guys played high-level football and have been, I think, for the past 3 weeks on the defensive side of the ball, man. I mean, ever since the bye week, I think you could see that this defense is changed. Yeah. And some of the things do it different. But, I mean, it's just guys growing up, man, and just play more fundamentally sound, I feel like. And you got to give props to this coaching staff on that. So, I don't know. I mean, go ahead and tell you. I know we have the same guy who we thought was the defensive player of the game. So, go ahead and give him his due, Clark. I'll go ahead and let you.
Oh, yeah. DeMello Jones, man. Absolutely unreal. 4 tackles. He had an assisted tackle for loss and then 1 pass breakup. And I know people are like, what? That's your player of the game? Yes, 100%. Very physical. Man, he got past those stalk blocks, especially in those screen plays. There were several. He didn't make the tackle, but he forced the tackle and allowed – he bought some time for those linebackers to get out on the perimeter and make those tackles against the speedy Texas receivers. So, man, DeMello Jones played a heck of a game. I think he was good in coverage and in run support. Yeah.
I think he is definitely stepped up into that role as what we wanted to see at cornerback, right? And definitely a guy that coming off of an injury, coming back and playing like he did. Excited about him and where he's at. And, I mean, too, I would have to talk about the edge guys. That's kind of been some of those guys kind of caught some flack, and Quintavious and Gabe Harris. Yeah. Right? I thought Quintavious has had 2 great games. Yeah. I felt like here. Really turning it on, man. And Gabe Harris, of course, played great. Elijah Griffin as well in the interior defensive line. Highly regarded recruit. One of those young guys talked about just time to grow, getting more accustomed, getting comfortable in his role. And he blew up some plays, man. Looked really good in that interior front.
Yeah, absolutely. C.J. Allen, too, he was having a great game until he went down with a meniscus injury. So what's the update? I know you kind of mentioned it before the show.
Yeah, I think, I mean, it's at this time, especially when this episode will be released, it'll be out. They had an MRI done, and they're talking about that he's probably, I don't know what you would call the injury would be, but maybe it'll be that if you go to the SEC championship game, he'll be back, but should be back for the playoffs, right? Good. So if you take care of business the next 2 weeks without him, and that's a group that's got a lot of talent and an opportunity to get some guys, some reps right there, and you still have Raylan right beside them, and get guys like Justin Williams, who has been a guy who's worked his tail off and knows his role, and come in and made some use of that, and high talented guy there. I think will be the first guy plugging in. And hopefully you get CJ back in the postseason. Yeah. So that's very encouraging news, man. But I like it. I really don't think there's a reason to try to push them the next 2 weeks.
Right. Let them rest up.
So let him rest up and get healthy. So that was great news to hear, man, because that's just a leader, kind of the quarterback of the defense, man, that you really want to have out there. I was really devastated there for a little bit, just thinking about, man, I hope that wasn't C.J. Allen's last play of the season.
Yeah.
Right. Raylan Wilson is another guy who played for the second week in a row a very, very good game. Our inside linebacker group is playing has ramped it up to the next level. And when you get that kind of productivity out of your inside linebacker and linebacker group, man, it just kind of feeds and bleeds over to the rest of the defense. And I thought they did a good job of getting sideline to sideline, like we were talking about, Clark, and making tackles on the perimeter as well. And, of course, doing what they can, plugging up those holes and limiting the ground game as well. And solid game. Bolden, another good game.
Yeah.
Right? So, defense is coming on, man.
For sure.
Gelling real well and couldn't be, and I'm very elated about that.
Yeah. CJ, man, he made a fantastic play on a third down in the first quarter. It got me so juiced. I love nothing more than when a linebacker comes downhill at the perfect angle and just takes out a tight end and puts him on his tail, man. Yeah. On a screenplay. I love nothing more than that. I love it more than a sack. Maybe not a strip sack, but definitely a sack. It's just fantastic. I know the place erupted when that happened. It was a big third down too, so we got the ball back right after. But when he went down, CJ did. I think Chris Cole stepped in and he played big time. He was actually the leading tackler last night. 7 total tackles and then 1 tackle for loss. He was kind of flying all over the field too.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, a guy that we've been able to put him on the outside and the inside as well. Just a lot of talent and a lot of depth in both of those outside and inside linebacker spots and in that linebacker room. So another guy I want to point out too, because earlier in the year we talked about him a little bit negative, and I think he's grown up and really stepped up in his own well. Is Ellis Robinson? Yeah,
yes.
I think he played a solid game. Mm-hmm. You know. I'm always under the impression, man, if you ask, well, how did the cornerbacks play? You know, how did this DB play? And unless it's something like we're talking about how DeMello Jones was there blowing up plays, man, and making tackles. But if you're talking about in coverage, you can't really remember too much about it. That means he played a heck of a game.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, Dalen had a good game. I mean, we could keep going down the list. This guy had a good game. This guy. I mean, they really all did. There was no weak link, and that's what you got to be. As a defense, you got to all be on the same page and position. That all matters. You got to be able to tackle well. And I thought for the most part, the majority of the game, we were able to do that. And that's why you hold a pretty good Texas offense to just 10 points.
Yeah.
In your home stadium. So very good on the defense. Held Texas to 251 passing yards and then 23, you heard that right, 23 rushing yards.
Yeah.
That is unreal. We had 3 total sacks, 7 tackles for loss, and 4 pass breakups. That is chaos. That's havoc. That's what you want if you're a Georgia Bulldogs defense.
Wow. So, the first, how many games would that be? That was the 10th game we just played. So the first 8 games of the year, we had how many sacks total?
I don't know.
8?
Not many. Yeah, it's 8 sounds right.
8, and then now the past 2 weeks we had 5. That'd be right?
6, I think.
6?
I think last week we had 3 against Mississippi State. So
I know it was at least 2.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The pass rush coming alive, man. And to do it, I know Texas OL hadn't been lived up completely to the hype, but still you're doing what you're supposed to do against these guys, man. And you're seeing just guys play, flying around the football more. What I'm so excited about, Clark, is this team now I feel like has took the mantra of the most successful Kirby Smart teams that we have loved so much on both sides of the football of loving physicality.
Oh, yeah.
Loving to hit somebody, not shying away from physicality, man. And that right there is what you got to have to play successful football in this Georgia system.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of,
where to win championships, really.
DeMello
built on.
Yeah, DeMello Jones, absolutely. I mean, he dug a grave for that guy and put him in it.
Yeah,
that receiver. I can't remember if it was Wingo or not, but whoever it was. I mean, DeMello Jones suplexed a guy that place went wild, man.
He did.
God,
he did. They're not shying away from it, man. Receivers blocking on the perimeter. Of course, we talked about the offensive line, and then, of course, the defense as well. So I just couldn't be more excited about where we are. I'm already a Disney dog. Been claimed that. I mean, we were at the beginning of the year after what we were saying when everybody, it was just doomsday. We were all Disney dog, Disney dog. You know, there's no way this team has potential to do anything. That's all the comments we heard. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are red and black shaded glasses. This defense absolutely is awful. Gunner Stockton will never win anything with Gunner Stockton at quarterback. That's some of the stuff that was being said out there. But now, I mean, I know there's still a lot of football to play, but to be where we're at, 2 games left in the regular season, couldn't be more happy, more excited, man, and proud of this group. Yep,
me too. I'm also proud of our special teams, Adam. Let's start with Zachariah Branch here. 2 kick returns, 63 yards, man. Long of 44. He had an explosive play right out of halftime, returning the ball for 44 yards. Unfortunately, we didn't capitalize on that particular possession, but nonetheless, man, it's there. I think, God, just at some point or another, he's got to take a kick or a punt return back. You just kind of feel it. But, man, these teams are very good about snuffing that out. I think teams put so much emphasis on special teams nowadays as opposed to, 20 years ago. Think back to Tyrann Mathieu, or the Honey Badger, as people called him, LSU. I mean, God, he had 1 million punt returns. And I feel like if you put Zachariah Branch in that era of college football, I mean, he'd do the same thing. But nowadays, once again, I think a lot of teams are keying in on how to stop explosive kick returns, punt returns, and
you play 5 stars on special teams.
Right. Well, that has a lot to do with it. Yeah, absolutely.
Not just walk.
True. I mean, that's...
You have to.
yeah. That's a good point. But, no, I'm proud of Zachariah Branch and how he contributes in every facet of the game. And as we mentioned earlier, Cash Jones with a huge onside kick recovery. Man, that is when you knew we were going to win this game, 100%. I knew when we recovered that, I was like, even if we just get 3 points, actually, even if we just march down the field, if we turn it over, whatever, we're still winning this game.
Yeah.
You just felt the momentum swing so much after that.
Yeah, I think that's a beautiful coaching job and the perfect timing of that call, right? I mean, obviously there's no denying in the fact, and everybody knows that with the resources Georgia has and how detailed Kirby Smart is, he has staffers watching hours and hours of film in different areas of it, and one of them is Texas' kick return. So if you find out that it's a habit that the front line of Texas' kick return is bailing too early, before they know if it's actually a legitimate kickoff or if it's an onside kick, then, hey, there's an opportunity there. And they saw it. And I actually think I heard that they were going to try to open up the game with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Ooh. But they decided to keep it in their back pocket. And then, of course, when you have all the momentum, it's just put that dagger in them and do it. They practice it all week, man. And you're talking about Cash Jones receiving it, man. I can't even imagine how hard it is to kick a ball like that, like Peyton Woodrum did.
Oh, it was awesome, man.
That was a beautifully executed, just all the way around. Cash Jones getting it, and then that ball bouncing and going the 10 yards and it needed to. The discipline to wait, let it get there, catch the ball. Texas had no idea it was coming, but it was beautifully executed. Great job on the special teams, man.
Yeah, element of surprise. Lastly, Brett Thorson, Adam, 5 punts, average of 34.6, and only 1 in the 20. I don't think I've ever been critical of Brett Thorson, but man, and look, I know he's down on himself. He shouldn't be though. I mean, he's still the nation's best punter by a mile. But man, there were a few that just, they didn't leave the foot right. And Kirby was not pleased. I don't think I've ever seen Kirby one singular time ever yell at any punter, but especially not Brett Thorson. But he did chew him out there. One of the last bad punts.
I think it was a mental block for him, man.
Yeah.
I think when you have a guy, you don't have many punt returns, especially as we say Zachariah Branch is. You don't have many like Ryan Niblett back there for Texas and what he is doing this year, averaging 29 yards return, man. I think we made that, and of course, obviously, that this Georgia football team lead up this game says we can't let him be a difference in it. Is us giving up a big explosive or a touchdown or a score like Mississippi State did to potentially lose this game because we lost it on special teams and the punt team did, right? So I think this is my theory. What do I know? Kind of skittish about not wanting to just loft one up there that was returnable for Niblett, and his coverage team couldn't get down there. Led to just some shanks and just kind of I think we'll see Thorson going forward a whole lot different, but I just think, too, is just trying to maybe place it a little bit. I don't know. I've never punted a ball in my life, but I just think there was a little bit of mental gymnastics there because of the guy and White that was receiving the punt and what he has done all year and how he can change a football game.
True. Adam, overall, there are 3 reasons Georgia beat Texas, maybe more, but these are my 3.
Give it to us, baby.
Time of possession.
Yep.
Georgia had the ball 35 minutes and 9 seconds to Texas's 24 minutes and 51. You hold the ball on. You hold the ball for 10 minutes longer than they do. That's awesome. Penalties. Texas had 9 penalties in this game. They kept shooting themselves in the foot, and that's great. I mean, that played right into what we wanted to do as a football team. I mean, they were one of the most penalized teams coming into this game to begin with, and they lived up to that. And then lastly, Adam, Georgia's defense shut down the run. Only 23 rushing yards allowed. And in the past 3 games against Texas, they have gotten a combined 79 rushing yards. Folks, like Marshall, I don't know if Marshall did it, but some teams this year, SEC or otherwise, have been able to run the ball more than 79 yards in a given game, in just one game. And Texas couldn't even do it in 3 games against Georgia.
Amazing, man.
It's wild. Golly. Crazy stuff. Lastly, Kirby, he said this after the game, and I think this just sums it up right here. He said this: they want the check, they don't want the physicality.
Boom. And, I don't think there is any doubt if you've been keeping up with it and recruiting, just even a little bit. You don't even have to be a diehard follower of Georgia football or college football recruiting. You can't help but have heard the stir that some of the guys, especially on the defensive front, that we have lost to Texas, that we've had relationships with, that are from the state of Georgia, that Texas comes in and just snatches with a ridiculous money offer. That, I mean, heck, you can't blame the guys seeing that type of money. If you got the opportunity to get it, I understand, whatever. But they go to Austin instead of coming to Georgia. But what this win told me, Clark, going even back to the last 2 last year, but the exclamation point was this year, is you got a program of Georgia and Texas. There ain't no excuse if you don't have the resources that Georgia has or Kirby Smart has. Both schools are blessed enough to be able to, in this area, Texas even more so, to spend money on players, to have the resources and the facilities to develop those players, and to hire the staff to develop those players. So really it comes down to the direction and the leadership of the programs. And it just shows that the way Kirby Smart does things in Athens compared to the way Steve Sarkisian does things in Austin, Texas, is night and day difference. Mm-hmm. And that's the difference in winning championships and championship caliber football that is played in Athens, and just good enough and good football, but not being able to beat these teams that want to pop you in the mouth and get into a physical dogfight that what Steve Sarkisian runs in Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different in Athens. And it shows games like this.
It shows you can't buy a championship. It shows that, championships are earned. They're not bought. Texas, man, they're the king of preseason national championships.
Well,
and Georgia, for the past 5 years, is the king of winning actual national championships.
It's a culture win. It's a culture domination. It just shows that it's just done better in Athens, Georgia, when it comes to developing and instilling championship winning pedigree in the program.
Last thing. This is great. This comes from Roddy Nabulsi on Twitter. Shout out to Roddy Nabulsi. He's awesome. He said this. This is just perfect perspective here. Since Texas joined the conference, they've had 4 SEC losses. 3 of them came from the Georgia Bulldogs. I love that. Golly, that's great.
Love it, baby.
Yes, sir.
Great night, man.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome game.
Woo!
It's one we will always remember.
That's right.
Beating Texas the first time in Athens, Georgia. Very sweet victory, but it's time to move on. We got the Charlotte 49ers coming into town.
A lot of exciting stuff.
Oh, yeah. Got to put it on them. But let's go back to last week's games, Adam. Had some interesting ones on the schedule. We only picked 4 this past week. And then let's start with the standings here. So right now I'm at 41-17, and you are at 39-19. So still 2 games behind. Yeah,
just can't do it, can I?
No, not yet. Watch, it's going to happen at the very last week, I bet. Anyway, last week's games, we had Clemson at Louisville. That was Friday night during our call-in show. Shout out to everybody that attended the
that was
show.
fun. That was a
It
good
really
time.
was. We went for about, 3 hours?
Yeah, 3 hours.
3 and a
straight,
half,
man.
something like
that.
that.
Good.
Yeah. Anyway, Clemson 20, Louisville 19. What a disappointing loss for the Louisville Cardinals.
Yeah, missed 2 field goals, man. Had it gift wrapped to him, but Dabo was elated. He was excited. He was, I mean, he jumped in the assistant coach's arms. He was just happy. So good on Dabo going to Papa John's Stadium and coming out with a big 1-point win against the Louisville Cardinals, avenging the beatdown that happened last year in Death Valley to that same Jeff Brom Louisville Cardinal-led football team, man. So Clemson now, are they 500 now?
They are. They're 5-5.
So that gets them to 500. 2 more opportunities, 2 more games left in the regular season to get to bowl eligibility, Clark.
Yeah. I think they play Furman maybe this upcoming week.
So that won't count. They got to beat South Carolina, right? Shoot. So much has changed, but you used to, it has to be a FBS win to be bowl eligible.
Huh.
But that could be different nowadays. It's all changed so much. I don't know. But yeah. So I don't know. Their eyes are looking, and could be in the old Sun Bowl, or I don't know what lower tier ACC bowl matchup, Gator Bowl, whatever.
Yeah. A bowl that Georgia's not going to be in. That I can tell you. Oh, man. Yeah, I guess good on Dabo, whatever. He was so fired up. He called his team champions.
Yeah. Well, that's good, man. That's good. I mean, they resilient. If you want to call it that, right? Winning. But, yeah, get bowl eligibility, man. Go take a trip, play your game before Christmas, and be done before Christmas and get to be home for the holidays.
Oh, you got to love it. I love it so much. This was a team that, maybe even I would have had them in my top 12 at the beginning of the season. Yeah. But they're not even close.
And we don't
They're
like Clemson. If you're new here listening, everybody who's been around a while know that every time we get a chance to take a jab at Clemson, we are traditional Georgia Bulldog fans. That Clemson is a main rival, and because of where we live, they are a main rival. Mm-hmm. So multiple reasons why. To us here at Row 60, we will always enjoy and bathe in Clemson failure.
Bathe in Clemson failure. I've never heard that, but I love it.
Yeah,
we need shirts.
Drink it up.
We need shirts. We bathe in Clemson failure.
Yeah.
Oh, good stuff.
I love it.
All righty. Next game we had was Notre Dame at Pittsburgh. This was the college game day game. I don't know why. I guess Pat McAfee had something to do with that. But anyway, Notre Dame 37, Pittsburgh 15. This was not even close. I did not watch a singular snap. I don't know what happened, but I guess Notre Dame won the game, so good on them. 22-point victory.
Pat Narduzzi set the tone. Pittsburgh's head coach at the beginning of the week was press conference saying he don't care if they lose 110-0.
He did say that,
it doesn't matter. It's not an ACC game. So, I mean, Pitt lost it on Tuesday. To me,
yeah.
If you got a head coach saying that,
Golly.
right? In a game where you're playing a top 10 team. So, good on Pitt for losing it. They don't care.
No.
As long as they beat Tech and whoever the next one is for them, right? So that's what Narduzzi said. So, good for Pitt. They did what they said. They don't care. They don't care. Why should I care? Who cares? Pat Narduzzi didn't care. So why the heck should we care down here in Georgia if they lost?
Yeah, I don't. So let's just move on. The next game, man, this was a good one. Oklahoma at Alabama. It's always a good day when the Alabama Crimson Tide lose, even if it's not Georgia beating them, which rarely happens.
Oklahoma is now Alabama's boogeyman.
Yeah. I saw a great tweet from an Oklahoma fan, and it says, let me bring it up right quick. It says, trade offer. This is from an Oklahoma fan. Oklahoma receives tips on how to beat Texas. UGA receives tips on how to beat Alabama.
Yeah. I mean, amazing right there. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy how college football works, but that's it. Of course, Georgia, Kirby Smart 0-2 against Kalen DeBoer. Brent Venables has got the best of them in November 2 straight years.
Yeah.
And Brent Venables has lost a lot of inexcusable football games at Oklahoma. But by gosh, when that Crimson cursive A's across from them, they step up and they just straight up do it. Even going back to the Saban years when they played Oklahoma, man. That Trevor Knight year in the Sugar Bowl, in 2013, they beat Alabama then. I mean, they just know how to beat Alabama as a program.
True.
So, wild, great game, great defensive performance by Oklahoma. They have a good defense, man. Mateer did what he had to do to put up just enough points to win in Bryant-Denny Stadium. DeBoer's first loss. That snaps the nation's now longest home win streak. Was at 17 or 18, I believe.
Yep.
So that is now done in Tuscaloosa and Alabama now. Mulligan is gone with a big game looming in Jordan-Hare Stadium in 2 weeks at night, where a lot of weird things has happened when they have their season on the line there and games that they are heavily favored in. So I'm excited to see how that plays out, man. But, yeah, good for Oklahoma. I mean, now, shoot, they went out. I say they punched their ticket to the playoff with that win.
For sure. Back door, too, man. I mean, you don't even have to worry about going to Atlanta. So good for them. All right, lastly, ACC game here. We had Virginia at Duke. Adam, we both picked Duke. Vegas favored Duke. Virginia, though, said to heck with that. 34-17 victory for the Virginia Cavaliers. The Who's?
The Who's, yeah.
The Who's, yeah.
The Who's.
That's what you call them.
Yeah, shout out to Will Harrell.
Yeah, shout out to Will.
Employee now at Virginia, Georgia Bulldog, though. So, yeah, he's just moved up there to work in Charlottesville. He came back down to Athens for the game, man, cheering on the Dogs. But first great year for the Virginia football team to be a part of the athletic program up there.
Yeah, they're doing good.
Yeah, man. So they're, I guess, shoot, they got to be in contention to get in. I don't know now how it shapes up because everybody was talking about Duke going to the ACC championship, but now they lost to Virginia. I guess Tech will clinch a spot if they beat Pitt. It's upcoming Saturday.
Yes.
They got them in Atlanta. Keep an eye on that. And if they do that, then they'll be rolling into the Benz at 11-1, and Georgia will be 11-1. It'll just be a great time on Black Friday afternoon. Cannot wait for that game, but we got a lot to talk to till we get to that.
That's true. Lastly,
you got an honorable mention, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
We got to talk about it.
You know, we didn't pick this one because I was thinking there's no way the upset happens. South Carolina at Texas A&M. My gosh, Shane Beamer, what an idiot. That for those who didn't see this game, everything went right for South Carolina in quarter 1 and 2. They were up 30-3 going into halftime. Can't make this up. Shane Beamer going into the locker room for halftime is running, about to run through the tunnel. He's looking up at the South Carolina fans, doing one of these numbers, getting the crowd up, getting fired up. He's yelling, he's hooting and hollering. They come out, and Texas A&M scores 28 straight points and wins by 1 point.
Unbelievable. Inexcusable collapse. Yeah, that video you're referring to, Clark, can't believe that South Carolina hadn't took that down yet. How embarrassing it is. It looked like a coach that celebrates running off the field after the game winning on the road, not at halftime, right? So this is inexcusable, man. I don't know how you come back from that. If I was a South Carolina fan, I would be livid and want him gone. But Beamer, he thought that he was going to get his big-time win that he gets every so often in November that really gets him back on board, even though they're below 500 or at 500. They beat a top 10 team in November every couple of years or so and thought that this was going to be his opportunity, not just beat them, steamrolls every now and then. I mean, they did against Tennessee, in 22, right? So, this was one, though, I think it's going to be hard to come back from. It'll be interesting to see. I don't think South Carolina will fire them just because of, just the coaching market right now is just flooded with big-time programs looking for head coaches. But, man, I don't know. They've only won one SEC game.
Yeah. They're 3-7.
They're 3-7, and they were a top 15 pick, man. Preseason pick. Lenore Sellers, all world, Mr. Everything, spent all the money to get him back, man. And, just completely been just a flop. It's unreal how Shane Beamer hot seat talk has not transpired.
I know.
Until, this point right here. That I think it'd be – I think what he'll do, if he even gets the opportunity, he'll go to Blacksburg.
Yeah.
But that would entail James Franklin going somewhere else, right? And have to get down to Beamer going to Blacksburg. But I think if he does get the opportunity to go, especially after this one, I think he'll go ahead and just jump ship and go.
Yeah.
But
we'll see.
I was furious after that game because I'm a fan. I want to go to the SEC championship and win. And I thought that would be great. We could clinch it against Texas. We still got an opportunity, but going to clinch it against Texas Saturday night. Been celebrating, locking up a spot. But South Carolina ruined that for us. But since 2004, last stat about that game, SEC teams down 27+ at the half were 0-286. They are now 1-286. So in the 287th time, Shane Beamer gets it done by an epic NFL. I mean, we were all giddy. We were like, we're going to put the family portrait on the set this week in honor because we hadn't got to pull it out in a couple of years because we hadn't played them.
Here it is for all of you on YouTube.
And backstory for those just now knowing about that, we put that on there because, oh, man, early days of Row 60, we talked about how Shane Beamer, nice guy Shane Beamer, just looks like when you go to Walmart and you're getting a picture frame to put your family picture in, he just looks like the generic just dad in the frame that's already there at Walmart in black and white.
Image.
Usually it's in black and white, right? The stock image that's there. I mean, it just Shane Beamer's that guy that's in that stock image when you go to Walmart and get a frame off the shelf. So,
yeah, just a generic looking guy.
Just a good dad that's in the Walmart. Just a frame when you get it from the store before you put your family picture in.
We also love ratting on him for his emotions. Like he will just cry like no other coach when he wins a football game, a big-time game. Yep. I understand your emotions are high. I'm an emotional guy. Sometimes I cry when I'm really happy. I cried when, obviously, Georgia won the national championship. So did you, Adam.
Yep.
But, I mean, he cries if South Carolina beats Kentucky. Citadel. Or, whoever. It doesn't matter. He's going to cry. So we like to rat on him for that. Speaking of that, I mentioned this one time on Row 60. It's kind of funny, though. I was thinking about this the other day. I had a dream that I was approached by Shane Beamer, and he was basically saying, I don't ever want to hear my name mentioned on your podcast ever again. I don't like that I'm being talked about in that way and made fun of. And I woke up kind of in a panic. I was like, man, Shane's got me rattled.
No, these coaches have to have thick skin with it. Josh Pate has a completely different outlook on this real quick. But I think it's because that he has to be in good with these coaches and be their best friend to get into, want to, stay close with it. But I'm of the stance that these coaches are making, some of them multiple millions, some $10 million a year. That just comes from making $10 million a year.
Yeah, it's a territory.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, man, good stuff. Well, folks, if you've enjoyed this episode, what we'd love for you to do is leave us a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Whatever you're listening on, helps us to grow this Georgia football community. If you're on YouTube, hit subscribe. We'd love to share more stuff with you guys. It's free. Woo! It's not signing you up for anything. Just subscribe to us on YouTube if you don't mind. That'd be awesome. And upcoming, we've got the Charlotte episode.
That's right.
We'll be releasing on Wednesday around about 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be on the lookout for that. No vlog this week. Womp womp. I'm sorry, y'all. I just enjoyed the moment. I enjoyed the night.
As you should.
And I started to make one, but then I was like, right before the game, I was like, you know what? Might take this one off.
Save it for Charlotte. There'll be bigger moments for Charlotte.
No, I'm sure. No. I mean, it would have been a heck of a vlog. I kind of, in the back of my mind, maybe it would have been a great moment. But anyway, I didn't do it, so just don't be looking for it this week. We'll have some more up. No doubt about it later this season, especially in the playoffs. But, it's going to be exciting next 2 weeks. And then, man, I mean, we've got a lot of football left, especially if Georgia makes it to the playoffs.
Yes, we do, man.
So,
God, we're blessed.
We are.
We are blessed. Can't say that enough. Yeah, man, I'm excited not only for Georgia football, but for the college football landscape. As a college football fan, the stuff to look out for that could transpire as far as the playoff run, but also the SEC championship race, man. You're setting yourself up for really a lot of teams having a bye week, playing nobodies this week in the SEC, except Florida, Tennessee, I think Kentucky and Vanderbilt maybe, and some of those games, man. So, and those two games could have big implications on Georgia's SEC championship scenario. I learned of a scenario today that you sent that I wasn't even thinking about being a possibility of how Georgia can get in, even with Alabama winning against Auburn.
Right.
And that is what can happen with opponent strength of record and having a three-way tie between Alabama and Georgia and Ole Miss and just stuff. If you read it, you can find it online and read it. It makes my head hurt to even see it, but that's a possibility, right? So all these games to keep up with, even Florida, Tennessee could have a potential just effect on if Georgia makes the SEC championship, man. Yeah. So obviously keeping up with what happens, Auburn, Alabama, we'll talk about that. Texas A&M. It's a beautiful sport. It's the best sport in the whole entire world. This is why we love it. It's for the finale, the end of this season, man, and what's going to happen and where we're going to go to the playoffs. If we're going to be in the SEC championship or not. It's so much fun to be a fan of a team that is always, we get this time of the year, in the hunt for the national championship, man. Georgia can beat anybody out there if they play their A game. Let's just stay healthy, man. This team is finally getting to where we've talked about for months and months. Let them grow. Let these young guys grow up. See what happens, man. See what happens. Let the ball bounce your way. Let guys get healthy. Let guys plug in these spots. Let this coaching staff develop these guys and see where we're at come November. Hey, we're here in November. We just beat Texas 35-10. A lot of good football left to play. I'm fired up, man. We're living in the glory days again. We're blessed. We love y'all. Go Dogs!
Go Dogs!